Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are here for upgrade 2. Upgrade protocol 2.0. We're going to be talking about upgrade 2.0, that is you and your finances. And I like to make a few very interesting statements. I like to say that your financial reality will never change except your paradigm changes. You will not be able to operate at higher levels of finances. You will not control more resources if something internally within you doesn't change. The reason that some people are poor and they stay poor all their lives despite being hard workers is because of paradigms. Paradigms. We're going to be looking at a few of those interesting paradigms today. We're going to be saying, how do you reinvent yourself? And how do you ensure that you reinvent your financial status as well? So today, for all that are here today, like I was sharing with the Soar with the Eagles, the reason why we have appetite for something better than where we are is because it is possible. Okay, I like to look at the story of creation and say that everything was created before, or everything that was created after what it will eat. That means all of us met what we will eat here. It wasn't when I had a good idea about eating that I was given, sorry, it wasn't when I had a good idea about eating that I was given an appetite. Okay, my appetite predated the food that I would eat. So my food predated the appetite I would have. So it was because the food was already created that my appetite could recognize that the food was available. So in the same way as well, all of us need to ensure that whatever it is that we are having as a desire, whenever a desire is showing up in your heart as something you want to do or something you want to achieve, it is an indication, okay, that thing is possible. So if you are here today in this class, the reason why you are here and somebody else felt, what are they teaching them? I'm not coming. The reason why you are here is because there is an appetite that you have that can be satisfied. There is an appetite that you have that there's a real value that can meet that particular appetite. So you are here. The reason why you desire to have more finances, the reason why you desire to have a better life, the reason why you desire to have an amazing life is because there's something about you that knows that it is possible for you. So I want to congratulate everybody who is here today. You are here today because it is possible for you. Somebody is commenting in the chat section that they cannot hear. Please help me let them know that the reason why they cannot hear is because they've not connected their audio yet. If you connect your audio, you will hear loud and clear. And it's very simple. If you're using an iOS, which is what I'm using, it's at the bottom left. If you're using something else, I think it's top right somewhere that you see join the, with internet audio. Once you click on that, it brings you on board and immediately you begin to hear. So for those who are not hearing, that's why they're not hearing. So today we're going to be looking at how do I upgrade my thinking so that I can upgrade my financial reality as well. And listen to me, you can work hard. You can be the hardest working person that you know, or you can work harder than the other person that you know that works hard and still be broke because it doesn't respond to hard work. It responds to paradigms. And I like to say this very clearly so that we know this is what is at stake and this is what we're working towards. So it is you 2.0 and your finances. You 2.0 and your finances. And I want to say this, making money, creating finance, scaling up is like sewing clothes, and not sewing clothes with needle and thread, but sewing clothes with a machine. Is either you know how to sew or you don't know how to sew. Yeah. The same way you can learn how to sew, some people will learn it in 3 months, some people will learn it in 2 weeks, and some people will need 2 years before they can collect freedom, and some people will spend 5 years at the tailor's place learning different things before they can graduate. Okay, so the same way, it takes time to learn. It takes different people time to learn. People have different levels of acumen or different levels of ability to adapt and adopt new skills. So the same way, making money is like a skill set. If you don't have it, you don't have it. No matter how passionate you are, no matter how hardworking you want to be, if your paradigms are not set right about finances, you will realize that you're just struggling. You're like somebody who is on the treadmill. You'll be making a lot of progress, moving, sweating, but you'll still be on the same location. So today we want to examine the key concept of paradigms. And today is not supposed to be a very long conversation. We want to identify key concept of paradigms, and then we'll begin to build up from there. And we'll have these sessions, different sessions. We'll have repeat sessions, same sessions. We'll have different sessions for new people, all a part of the Green community. So this training today is courtesy of Green community, or what you call the Green Mondays group. We belong to a community together where we try to make these trainings happen from time to time. We call it GLASS, Green Leadership Academy short sessions. And we're going to have a series of them online in the days to come. So How do I ensure? How do I ensure that I am being upgraded? How do I ensure that the new me can attract the kind of resources that the new me really desires to attract? How do I ensure that this is my reality? These are the things we're going to be talking about in class today. Okay, so the first key thing I'd like to talk about today, and the fundamental thing that I'd like to begin this conversation with today, is the concept of paradigms. Okay, the concept of paradigms. And I don't know if you've heard the word paradigm before. Word paradigm is an English word, and a very simple definition or explanation of what paradigms are is the mental framework or map with which we navigate the world. Our paradigms are the maps with which we engage the world. So, for example, my paradigm of Lagos is the map of Lagos. I don't need to know everywhere in Lagos. Once I have the map, all I need to do is follow the map and I will go from destination to destination. If my map is wrong, then I will never get the road right. If my map is right, then I can follow it rightly or I can follow it wrongly. And the most important thing for wealth creation, for finances, is to have the right paradigm. The first key step is to ensure that the paradigm or the map that I have, my mental framework, is a correct framework. If my mental framework is correct, then I can now choose to operate that framework and operate it correctly. But once it's wrong, there is nothing I can do right. This is so crucial because many people are living in financial lack, they're living in financial mediocrity, they're living in financial average, not because they are not good people, not because they are not hardworking people, not because they don't have dreams, not because they don't have skills, but because they are thinking about it the wrong way. They are looking at it the wrong way and they are moving on the wrong path. Somebody says, even a wristwatch, even a clock that has stopped working is correct twice a day. If your clock has stopped working, it will be correct twice a day because time will catch up with that time. And some of us have had a few flukes in our lives that makes it look like, what I'm doing is working. How can you say that I'm wrong? Okay, I want to assure you today, if what you're doing is working, then it can work most of the time, not a few times or not once in a while. So today we want to examine the concept of paradigms. And I have a very interesting story and quiz here that I usually use to engage my students on what are paradigms and what kind of effects can paradigms have. And I like telling the tale of two prophets. And I like us to follow this journey. I have some of my students in this class who have listened to a little part of this before. We're going to advance this and take this beyond where we've ever gotten to it before, because the objective of this is right there in your home, you can gain clarity about these issues and then begin to navigate your journey away from where you are today financially. Now, in this particular story, there were two prophets. And these two prophets, this is not even a fictional story. This is a true life story. So I like you to really pay attention to this story. It's a true life story. These two prophets showed up in a particular temple in a place long, long ago. This was many years BC, ages ago, true life story. And these two prophets showed up and they began to prophesy. And the first one prophesied doom for the community. And he said to them in the community, he said, this community is going to have war. There's going to be war in a few days from now. It's not going to be long from now that there'll be war. And in this war, the enemy that is going to come and fight our community in this war is going to carry our people away as captives. Many of you who are listening to me today, said the prophet, are going to be carried away to this foreign land as captives, and you'll be taken over to that place, and you will be there for 2 years. For 2 years, you're going to be in captivity. And for 2 years, you will not be able to retrace back to your community or to your homestead. You're going to be in this foreign land. So prepare that there will be war, prepare that you will lose, and prepare that you'll be in captivity for 2 years. And the other prophets came and said, no, this is not what I'm hearing in my own spirit. What I'm hearing in my own spirit is that there will be war. And in this war, we're going to lose. And when we lose, we're going to be taken away in captivity. But our captivity will happen for 70 years. Now, note the slight differences in their prophecies. There's only one major difference in their prophecies. And the major difference is one said 2 years, the other said 70 years. One gave a paradigm, a map of the location of their exile to be something that will happen in the space of 2 years. The other gave a picture that will last for 70 years. Now, my question very quickly, and you can chat in the chat box to answer this. Please help me write down what do you think will be different in how they will behave? If they were going to be in captivity for 2 years, what do you think they will do differently if they're going to be for 70 years? So I like us to split the thoughts into two. One, if it was 2 years, I would behave like this. But if it was 70 years, I would behave like this. Let's type it into the box there so that we can get our thoughts. I'd like you to comment. Let's see that you're thinking about this. So a particular prophet came and said, 2 years you'll be in captivity, and that prophet came and said, 70 years you'll be in captivity. They sound like just 70 or 68 years difference, but there's a very major shift in behavior that will be the consequence of 2 years or 70 years. And while we are putting forward our points, I like us to put forward our points, I can begin to marshal a few from here to help us stimulate our thinking as well. If I knew I would be in captivity for 2 years, what would I do differently than if I knew I was going to be in cell for 70 years? For starters, I will not be interested in their politics. I will not be interested in their language. I will only be interested in what I can do on the short term so that I can do it quickly, possibly learn a new skill that I can learn as a short course, and I'll be back to my country before I know it. Okay, that's an example of what I would do as a difference if I knew that it was 2 years versus 70 years. I like to get our thoughts. If you're in the house tonight, I'd like to have your comment. Comment there and say, you know what, this is the difference that it will make for me before I begin to share the key thoughts that will be here. Okay, I like what Alaka said. Like I said, I'll be captive for 2 years. I will not build with deep roots. Very, very excellent. I will not build with deep roots. I will not think about building. I'll just be there shallow. I'll be there for a while, knowing that, I can leave here anytime from now. This is not where my home is going to be. So if I was there for 2 years, I'll do barely enough to sustain myself. While in 70 years, I'll learn everything, because 70 years is more than somebody's lifetime. Okay, I like what Sky Noise said. That's Olubusala. Thank you very much, Olubusala. Sky Noise says, for 2 years, I won't build house. Okay, and now person said for 70 years, I'm going to build a family. I'm going to get married. Okay, good. That the way we're going to have our outlook will change once the number of years change. The moment, and the only thing you're changing there is duration. So if my duration is different, completely different, expressions. Deep roots, shallow roots. More work, less work. Language. When I say you can see the last 2 years, I'll be searching for information on the place just enough for 2 years. If it is 70 years, I will do everything to adjust into that society because I will live there. Joy ACN, thank you very much. You're going to have a sense that I'm going to live here full time. Okay, this is where my life is going to be lived. So the paradigm with which I enter into this captivity will determine the actions that I will take. Madam Yemisi Oguboy says 70 years is a long time. I will put down roots and relax. I will learn their language. I will give back to children there. I will plant trees. I will get involved not in fast crops. I will plant the kind of crops that will take 5 years before harvest time will come. Okay, these are the things that I will do because I know that I'm going to spend a long time here. Let me give you an idea of the things that you'll find in my own list so that we can have a look at them together as well. So if it's 2 years, my mentality will be sharp. Okay, sharp. I'll be thinking sharp. I will not return in a long time. If it's 70 years, to be long term, not sharp. I will look for the things that will grant me longevity. I will look for long-term things. I'll ask myself, where will I be in 5 years' time? I'll ask myself, what will happen in 20 years' time? I tell people, the blacks who are taken into captivity in America already know that they are Americans. Unfortunately, some of them are still sharp in their mentality. If you have a long-term mentality there, you know that you need to get involved in the political system. You need to get into a party. You need to be thinking long-term. You need to be planning what will happen when this is done. Okay, I like what Dr. Fumi said. He said it's just 2 years. My mind will be at home and I will do things that will help me when I get back home. If it's 70 years, I will do things long term. My mind will be settled there. Thank you very much. Madam Funshaw, Otunbeso said, for 70 years, I must create relevance within that society. Good. So if I'm there for a long time, my thinking about business will be trade. If it's short term, I'll be do trade, do manufacture. Why do I want to set up a factory? Why do I want to build machinery? Let me just be buying and selling, collecting and transferring, making my profits, be a middleman. But if it's long term, I must make, not just trade. I will make what I'm trading. I will build capacity to ensure that I can continue to supply over the long haul because I will stay here for long. Okay? I will endure. If things are harsh for me, I will endure. I will be suffering and smiling short term. I'll be singing in my mind. I will soon be away from here. We are going home. We are going home soon. I will not seek relevance in that city. But guess what? If I know I'm going to be there for long, I will make sure that I find a way to enjoy myself. Okay? If it's going to be long, I will review everything and I will ensure that my life is lived differently. Paul Ajegba says, for 2 years, I will develop myself and give more to charity. If it's 2 years. Or if it's 70 years, I will learn and develop a skill and invest for the long-term returns. Okay? I like what Temitope said. He said in 70 years, that's like the rest of my lifetime. I will ensure I do what I set out to do for life, affect lives, build a business, be involved as much as I can. Okay, very, very valuable thoughts that we'll do if it was 2 years to 7 years. I said rent. If it was 2 years, I'll take a rent. I'll take rent. If it's 70 years, I will think of building. I will think of, I'll think of operating. I'll think of, transfer. I'll think of, spending quality time. Yeah, I will be segregated. It was 2 years. If they are doing a meeting in one side, I'll be on the other side. If it's 70 years, I will integrate. I will learn the culture. I will build deep roots. I'll get in deep. Ladies and gentlemen, why is this important? Or why are all these thoughts that we're sharing very important? I'll show you very quickly. Many people are on earth today and their paradigms or their perspectives about life is why they will not be rich, is why they will not do business that will take deep roots, is why they will be trading and they will not manufacture, is why they will be renting and not build, is why they will have a mentality that they are pilgrims in progress and that they can't really do anything substantial where they are because there's somewhere else they are going. I don't know if you have anybody that you know that you're related to in your family as a friend who caught this bug of I want to travel out and caught the bug of I want to travel out and held on to that bug, spending resources on that bug, spending their lives in that space. And you look at them, it's been 10 years they've not traveled out, but they've not done much else as well. I'm sure we know a few people like that. Now, this is something that happens when your mind is locked into a particular space. Somehow you find yourself useless in the current realities. You find yourself driven to think about what will happen in the future. I like the way the good book says, the eyes of a fool are the ends of the earth, but a wise person finds an application for knowledge nearby. Okay, he finds, what can I do in the current space that I occupy? What can I do right away to make the most of my life here and now? That's what wisdom does. But guess what? Some of these things have your mind really tied into short term, really tied into different spaces. So for example, in the 80s, something very interesting happened to many people of faith. There was a very strong move that said, the world was going to end soon. Rapture was going to happen. We're in end times in 1980. And some people dropped out of school because they were in end times. Some people dropped out of work because they were in end times. And guess what? It's 20 years, 40 years from that time. The end time has not fully come. We are still in end times. As a face, some people are seeing COVID-19 as an indication that there's end time and all sorts of things. But guess what? Because people are not paying attention to short term, to what is happening in the world today, that they don't assume that they will be in this captivity phase for long, people are not sinking deep roots into what they are doing. Our paradigms dictate our behavior. Our paradigms define what we'll do next. And your paradigms about money will determine how you will live your life. The reason why you are still basically at the same level is because some things have not changed your paradigm. Now, some of us are associating with other people who are challenging our paradigms, challenging our views, challenging the way we're looking at things. But guess what? We're still not operating at our optimum because our paradigms have not changed. Some of us have age-long paradigms that we have learned on how to do business. It is what is stifling us. Because guess what? Normally, without thinking, all of us agree that I will do street learning, no deep engagement. I will not marry. How can I marry if it's 2 years? Politics, how will I do politics if it's 2 years? Sharp, not long term. All of us will come to the same summaries because the paradigm that we believe is a prophet that told us 2 years. I like the way the real story of this paradigm really happened in the Bible where it was described. Something very interesting happened. The one who was telling people that they would be in captivity for 2 years was accused of teaching the people rebellion. And you wonder, how does just a 2 years change in the prophecy create to rebellion? It's very simple. Your behavior will be stereotyped based on your paradigm. Your normal activities, you will not require training to behave in a particular way. I didn't need to agree with anybody in this class what they will do for 2 years, because once your mindset is 2 years, what you will do is set. Somebody usually asks, why are Easterners, and forgive me this example, but why are many Easterners always just involved in trading? Why won't you find them in businesses that require taking deeper roots? For me, just look back in time and you see the Civil War, and you see the devastation that the Civil War cost for the average Easterner, what happened at that Civil War, how they lost homes in parts of Nigeria, how they had to relocate back and they did not have resources because their bank accounts were a bit shortchanged by the powers that be at that time, has created a paradigm that says, I cannot really rest in any place. I must do business that allows me to be a sojourner, allows me to get my value short term. I cannot plan long term here because I don't know what's going to happen in the future. That's an example. So essentially, our paradigms redefine us. If I think I don't need to be, and many people the age of 60, 70, 80 that are Christians or value-driven people, for example, are not involved in politics because there's a paradigm that says we will not be here for long, we will soon be out of here. This world is not our own. I don't know if they're true. I'm not, even stating whether they are true or false at the moment. I'm just saying that those paradigms existed and those paradigms defined the way we live our lives. Now, we're going to be exploring a few quick thoughts on the 8 paradigms you need to shift as far as money is concerned. 8 financial paradigms that you need to shift, 8 money paradigms that you need to change. And we're going to be looking at them in depth. I'm going to be breaking them down over the course of weeks, days. We're going to be doing this within our community. If you are here today and you're not a member of our community, you want to join our community because our community is a happy community, exciting community, and a learning community. So what are the effects of these paradigms? I've shared one of them already. I said the Civil War creates, traders who are careful about assets, who are careful about, building, manufacturing, real estate, are careful about anything that they cannot just pack and go away with sharp. Okay, this is a reality that we have with this kind of incidents. Also, we have some very popular thoughts in Africa. So the way Eba was made when I was born is the same way Eba is made today. The way Amala was made is the same way Amala is made today. The way jollof rice is made is the way jollof rice is made today. We basically pass across to the next generation. This is how it is done. And this is how it's done has a way of stifling creativity. This is the way it's done has a way of making sure that you are not making any improvements. You are not reviewing, reassessing, and saying, how can we make this better? Okay. And these are paradigms that need to change. These are paradigms that need to change because if we're going to get better results, if we're going to do things better, it will be because our paradigms have changed. So we cannot rise above the paradigms. We have to shift them. Financially, we will not rise above where we used to be before, except the shift. There's a way you're doing business today that is keeping you at the level of 1 million. There's a way you're doing business today that's keeping you at the level of 2 million. There's a way you're doing business today that's keeping you at the level of 10 million. And guess what? Except you change those paradigms, you'll be stuck in that level. There's a very interesting story of a man who somebody went to watch. Somebody was watching him. He was fishing. And as he was in the ocean fishing, somebody was watching at a distance. And they will find out, he will catch different kinds of fish. And when he catches a fish, he will look at the fish. He will measure the fish with a stick. And then if the fish is longer than the stick, he will throw the fish back. If the fish is shorter than the stick, he'll take the fish. And he kept on doing like that. I think he was wondering, what's this parameter that this man is using to determine which fish you should take and which fish you should not take? This guy is losing a lot of big fish. So he approached him and said, Mr. Man, what's going on here? How come all the fish you're catching, you're throwing them away? The big fish particularly. And the man smiled. He said, well, what's going on is that that stick is the measurement of my frying pan. I've measured my frying pan. I've realized that that's the kind of fish my frying pan can contain. So I'm basically just fishing for what I can fry. And then the man said, but you can cut the fish in two. It will fit your frying pan. And the man was like, wow, I never really thought about that. Guess what? Many times our paradigms define our behavior. They shrink us to a particular size. We don't see beyond it. We don't see possibilities out of it until we're able to change that paradigm, until we're able to change that measure, until we're able to change that frying pan, until we assume a bigger framework to life and realize change is not a bad thing. Change is a good thing. Creativity. One day I made a bar, yeah, and I put granules. I did a bar, and I did a little granules, and I mixed a few things together. I don't cook very frequently, so don't be angry. But I mixed it with granules. I mixed a few things, and I said, you know what? I'm making something different. Yeah, this is how it's done. This is how it's done, stifles creativity. It's the reason why we stay where we are. It's the reason why we just basically follow the tenets of poverty that we inherited, because somehow in our minds, we don't want to rock some boats. I need to be safe and secure, creates wrong financial goals. So many of us have watched with embarrassment a few things happen to the generations before us, of people who got thrown out of their houses, people who suddenly lost their jobs, people who had challenges staying, somewhere. And those kind of visuals and thoughts creates a sense that I need to be safe and secure. I need security. I need to have my own house. I need to have a place I'm keeping myself. But guess what? Security is an illusion. There's something that is secure in this world. Nothing is safe. I tell people, everybody that has job security, their job is secured by somebody who is not so secured, who is their MD. Okay, every company has somebody who is on top of it, who needs to watch over what the company is doing to ensure that it is secure, or has an illusion of security for every other person. So the need for safety creates an environment where I feel that my creativity is stifled. Somebody please help me chat in the window and let Chief Richard Temeru know that the reason why they cannot hear is because they've not connected yet with their audio. Okay, so if you connect with your audio, you'll be able to hear. Your audio is not connected yet. It's somewhere by the top bottom left if you're an Android, or top right otherwise. So how is this done? How do I ensure that I am living with that by the right paradigm? So scarcity of resources creates unnecessary value for acquisition of money. There are so many examples of wrong paradigms that create wrong behavior. There's a very popular example I always share of a mother who went to the swimming pool with his 10-year-old son, and they go to the swimming pool, and this 10-year-old son is following the mother normally. They're chatting together, they're talking, and all of a sudden, this boy just stops in his tracks and begins to stare at a particular lady. And this lady, is wearing a bikini, is wearing a swimming gown, and this 10-year-old boy is staring. He's just looking. The mother calls and says, Junior, let's go here. And Junior doesn't answer. Junior just keeps on staring. And I asked mothers, what will you do to Junior? And I hear very interesting things. One mother said, I will give Junior Scala. And now the mother said, I will give him, I will reset him with a slap behind his back. And that mother said, I will shout very loudly so that Junior can hear me. Different people give different analogies. And I said, okay, let's pause that video and let's rewind it a bit. You want to go swimming with Junior. You have dressed up in the dressing room. You're about to go out. Junior is waiting for you outside. And as you're about to go out, you get a phone call. And the phone call is Junior's teacher from school. And Junior's teacher calls you and says, hello, is this Junior's mommy? And I say, yes, this is Junior's mommy. He said, madam, I've been trying to call your number. It's been a long time. How are you doing? He said, I'm fine. He said, I'm calling you about Junior. It's very important. And he says, okay, what happened to Junior? I said, well, we've been observing Junior in our school for the past 6 weeks. Junior is a genius. And Mama smiles and says, I knew my boy is smart. But I said, no, madam, you don't understand what I'm saying. Junior is a genius in a different level from genius. He will make our country proud. He will make our school proud. The guy is unbelievable. He just enters into some bursts of creativity and amazing knowledge the moment he's fixated on anything. So, madam, I want to just let you know, if you see Junior staring or he just fixes attention on something, try not to disturb him, try to support him, because in those moments is when his creative genius comes to life the most. You just receive this conversation and you're like, okay, thank you very much for informing me, teacher. I really appreciate it. And then you're working together with Junior, and all of a sudden Junior is transfixed and staring at this woman at the swimming pool, and you're the mother. What will you do differently? And of course, women begin to retrace their steps and say, I will give him a chair to sit down. I says, I will buy him ice cream. As well as I will not disturb him. I will encourage him and say, I don't know what you're looking at, but whatever notes you need to take, please take the notes I'd like to hear. Guess what? Our behavior will change once our paradigm shifts. And I tell people, rather than focus on behavior, rather than focus on activity, rather than focus on what to do or what not to do, focus on the paradigm. If you change the paradigm, if the paradigm is corrected, your behavior will naturally change. Okay? The behavior will naturally change. So very quickly today, we want to look at paradigm shifts and the power of paradigm shifts. So once a paradigm is shifted, everything changes, behavior changes, behavior aligns. Once you know 70 years, I don't need to teach you what to do. You will do the right thing. Okay, there's another very interesting story I like to tell about a lady who found herself at the airport waiting for her aircraft, flight. Her flight was delayed by 1 hour. So she went somewhere and bought some biscuits. She bought Oreos. And as she took these Oreos, she went to sit down somewhere and took a newspaper and started reading. And put her bag in front of her and put the Oreos in front of her as well. And as she was reading the newspaper, a guy came and sat down in front of her. And the guy who sat in front of her said, "Hi, hello," tried to have small chat with her, but she didn't respond to have any chat. So the guy took his own newspaper and started reading. But guess what? After a while, the guy stretched his hand forward, opened one of the Oreos, took an Oreo biscuit, opened it, and took biscuit and started eating. And the lady was like, "What? What kind of rudeness is this? This guy is picking my biscuit and eating my biscuit." And is wondering, who gave you the audacity to do that? And if she felt, you know what, I don't want to even converse with him. Maybe he's trying to do it so that I can talk with him. I don't want to talk with him, so she kept quiet. But she also moved her hand forward, took some of the biscuits, and started eating the biscuit as well. And then as she was eating the biscuit, the guy took he put his hand again and took another biscuit. And he is wondering, really, you want to even eat more of my biscuit than me? What kind of guy is this? And the lady digs in and takes the other biscuits, making 4. And the guy goes for the next one, making 3. So they are 3-2 now. It's a competition, a biscuit eating competition. The girl is thoroughly irritated, very pissed, wants to say something but holds herself back. Finally, she hears announcements, your flight is being called now, grabs her bag, grabs her newspaper, looks at the guy in a very dirty way, and moves away. Typically, I ask ladies in the house, what would your normal response to this kind of guy be? Let's be sincere. Type your response in the window. How will you feel? You're at the airport, you put your newspaper down, you put your bag down, a guy that you don't know before comes in front of you and is hustling your biscuit with you. He's picking biscuit, you're picking biscuit. If you're at the opportunity to give the person a piece of your mind, what will your peace of mind be? What will you say to this person? What will be your thoughts? Will you say to, will you tell him you're very rude? Will you slap him? Will you, what will you do? Will you walk away, in anger, or will you leave a piece of your mind on the table before you leave? We can share our thoughts. Guys and ladies alike, we can share our thoughts. Now, of course, many things will run through people's minds. This is rude. How, I like what somebody said. Seriously? How will you even do that? How will you how will you be doing what it's not yours? And I don't want to talk to you. I'll tell him that he's rude. Okay? I'll tell him he's rude. That's wrong. How will you do that? That's my biscuit. I'll tell him to ask for permission first. Okay, this is a very nice lady, Ellen. Madam Ellen, well done. He said, "Are you okay?" He said, "Hey, are you okay?" Very good. Now, of course, this lady picks her bag, withholds, restrains herself from saying anything. Just looks at the guy and feels, this useless person, I don't even know what kind of person this is. So she goes back to the aircraft, sits down at the aircraft, and then she wants to start unpacking her bag to get her biscuits, last biscuits out. She bought 2 so that she can eat and continue her journey. And then she opens her bag and she discovers that her 2 Oreos biscuits are actually in her bag, meaning that what they were eating before was not her biscuit, but the guy's biscuit. Apparently, the guy also bought his own biscuit. Apparently, the biscuit was in front of the guy. Apparently, this lady felt it was her biscuit, but it was not. She was actually the person who was eating somebody else's biscuit. So, quick question. If you are this lady, after you had been angry and felt all like that, what will you think? Okay, I can see people saying, I'll ask him if he's out of his senses. Maybe she wants attention, but you suddenly discover that all the while you are eating his biscuit, not your own. Guess what happens? All of a sudden, you feel humble. Yeah? You feel like, wow, this guy is such a nice guy. Oh my God, I was the one eating his biscuits. Oh, and he didn't even get angry or even speak rudely to me, even though I didn't even agree to speak with him. Can you imagine how such a nice guy he is? Now, this rude guy that was seeking attention, that was disrespectful, that wasn't right, that wasn't nice, has suddenly become an angel by a shift in paradigm. All I needed to discover was my biscuits. And then I realized it was completely different from how I had felt, completely different from all of my emotions. Now I am sorry. Now I want to apologize. Now he's such a nice guy. Now he's a model human being. Now he's not rude. Everything has changed. Ladies and gentlemen, if your paradigms for your business can change, if your paradigm about money can change, your resources will change. You can scale your business from 1 to times 10 by a change of paradigm. And that's what we're going to be discussing in this U 2.0 and your finances for the next few sessions. We're going to have another session This one we just impromptu, didn't really announce it much, and said let's get a few people together to listen to this. We're going to be opening this book and breaking it down. There are 8 paradigms here. We're going to take them one by one per session, and we're going to do this free for Green Monday community members. We're going to extend it to your guests as an opportunity for people to get to know about this community and know how they can play, how they can be a part of our community, and how they can get involved in this. So today, I only wanted to define for you paradigms. I wanted to show you the power of paradigms. And I wanted you to know that we're going to be doing a training on each of these paradigms. And it's going to be exclusive. And we're going to extend this opportunity to only people who are part of our community, or who people in our community say are interested in being a part of our community, so that they can join up with us and be a part of it in times to come. Okay. In case you're wondering what exactly is this community about, I'd like to introduce you to our community. It's a happy learning community. We're using COVID opportunity to sit down together, to learn, to do business, and there are big deals that we can do together. There are big deals currently on the horizon. There are drop shipping opportunities on the horizon. Everybody's going to have a very interesting, unique website where they can push the value that they have and drive the things that they have. So we'd like to ask you to be a part of our community. I think it's something you will benefit grossly from. If you can see the pictures of those people on the screen, you can pinch the screen to see the fuller pictures. You see that all that you can see in that picture is joy, exciting joy. And I'm showing you the picture of my own phone. I've pinched it out to show you how it looks. So this is how you pinch it out. You pinch it out like this, and you can see the pictures. Yeah, I can see pure joy, ladies and gentlemen, pure joy. People are happy, they're excited. You can see people wearing graduation caps. They just graduated from Green Leadership Academy. You can see people dancing, they won awards. You can see people rejoicing. This is how we roll. We're a happy community, and we'd like you to be part of our community. And what exactly do you do that qualified us to be part of a community? Very simple. We found a problem. There's a problem that happens across the world. It's a problem with what we call alternative medicine, which was a core medicine at some point in time in the world's history. People are dying, and people are buying death. People are solving their problems with their health with concoctions that are not safe, that are not good quality, and that are not effective. And what we have done is we have created a solution to that that is NAFDAC approved, that has expiry dates, that has dosage for you to use, that is good quality supplements, and that is quick action and effective. And this is proven over and over. We've also established that there's a market available. There's a market in place for this. There's a big market for this. And this market basically says the market globally is about 86 billion US dollars of what the herbal supplement market is. In Nigeria, there are over 20 million adults that are taking these products on a regular basis. The one that is adulterated, that are middle class, that can afford to buy what is quality, what is safe, and what is really, really helping people. And we have testimonies from melanoma or cancer, what you call cancer. We have testimonies, high blood pressure. We have testimonies, and maybe not curing, managing well, getting people to recover from their pains and their challenges. We have high blood pressure, diabetes. We have plenty of people on this particular community today listening here who have high blood pressure, have diabetes, and they are managing it with a range of products. We have testimonies with pile. We have testimonies with back aches, headaches, sleeplessness, insomnia, menstrual pains, a variety of issues. And in case you're wondering how come this product solves these problems, we found a way. Okay, we found a concept called oxidative stress, and we're able to create a number of products within the category of Reader Bitters, Reader Herbal Supplements, Reader Restore Anti-Aging for women, Reader Fire Anti-Aging and Performance for men, Reader Fat Burner for natural weight loss, Reader Cleanser for infections, Reader Balm for topical analgesics. You just rub it on your head and your headache is gone. We have Reader Disinfectants. Reader Disinfectants and Reader Sanitizers are blowing right now. We have quotes in place for orders of 600 million naira. For governments, for cities, for communities, for institutions that want to buy disinfectants, that want to buy hand sanitizers. We have big stuff going on in that space that you can ride with us with as well. So while the world is in pain and in trouble, we can be contributing our own quota into solving problems, into helping lives, into helping raise people's hygiene levels, and you can be a part of this. Distributors wanted nationwide. You can be a part of this as well. So these are things we do in our community. We have a few other interesting products that will be ready this month. Our hair, our body butter will be ready this month. Our body creams, our hair creams, our body wash, baking soap will be ready this. And I've used some of these things in testing. Some of the distributors have used them. Our community have used them as well. They are exciting, lovely, amazing products that we are driving in our team. And of course, there are testimonies, lovely testimonies from across the nation. We have medical doctors on our team. We have pharmacists on the team. We have researchers. We have a university partnership where they're doing research. Some of the research has been published in global magazines. So we are doing well. We're doing well. It's an amazing range of products. We have witnessed too many testimonies. We have Dr. Jiron in Lagos. We have Chinwe in Port Harcourt, Pastor Larry from Jos. We have Peace from Canada. These are people who are driving these products in different places. We have loads of people in our community who are driving. I just decided to show a few faces so they can see what testimonies look like, what people are saying. The products are effective. We have videos, testimonials are going to be churned out in the days to come. You see plenty of them on YouTube online. You can subscribe to the channels and continue to get streamed. And the beautiful thing we can do here is we can literally actually curate those testimonies. So many ways of selling products don't allow you to get feedback. We are doing one-on-one, people on people. We're getting good feedback, and we're curating those feedback as videos, as testimonials in written form, as journals. You can be a part of our community. And of course, I tell people, our community, we also earn money and tour the world together. So if you're part of our community, you can qualify with us to Singapore. There's Singapore that has been planned. This Dubai hasn't happened because of lockdown. We're going to Dubai, we're going to Singapore. From there, we'll do a number of other countries. You can join us and enjoy it. And if you look at the ages and the people that are there are people from different age ranges. So you have, young people who are not married. We have people who are not married going with us to Dubai. You have people that are married and they're young. We have people that are old and are married. We have people that have children. We have people that are looking forward to grandchildren. We have all the mixes. We have male, we have female, we have young, we have adults. You can be a part of this amazing community as well. We tour the world together. We enjoy a good time together, and we're looking slay, just like that. So I will tell people, look, we test your commitments before we commit to you. We are looking for partners, but we're looking for committed partners. Anybody who is willing to, just with their amount, be a part of our community is not welcome into our community. Our community is people who are serious. And the test of commitment is you are willing to make a payment. And the good side of this is you're making a payment as to join our community as a member, but we're not allowing you to just pay that money and go away and feel I've spent my money. No, we're going to give you equivalent value that will allow you make profit on the amount you paid of the products that we are distributing, such that you can get these products. So you can be a member of our community, get the products, sell the products and make your money back, and profitably be part of our community and join in the other initiatives that we're driving together as a community as well. Join in the learning, join in development. Your life will not remain the same again. We inspire, we connect, and we empower. This is what we do in our community. So I usually advise people, if you want to go full hog with us and commit fully, our price for commitment is 750,000 naira. You can top up that with stockists to make it 1 million if you want to commit that way. But guess what? If you don't have the capacity for that, it's not bad. You can start a little lower and upgrade as time progresses. So we have VIP. VIP is the place to be. Those are the community leaders. You can be VIP at 750,000 naira. You can be platinum, you can be gold, you can be silver, you can be bronze. And you get products in those categories. And if you look at this sheet in front of you, you realize, guess what? The moment you come in with 750,000 naira, the profit potentials is as high as 480,000 naira. You can get to make as much as 480,000 naira from your 750,000 naira investment. You choose your level of investment, you participate at that level, and you're a committed member of our community. Now, somebody else there is wondering, they've come again. I don't want to sell anything. I don't want to be carrying products all around. I don't want to be a salesperson. Well done. We prepared for you as well. So we said to people, if you are here and your key interest area is, I want to drop ship. I don't want to ever touch any products. I don't want to touch products. I just want to be able to drop ship. I want to be able to know, okay, products available somewhere, someone can pick somewhere. It's called drop shipping. I don't want to touch. I'm interested in being a part of the community. I want to do business, but I don't want to touch products. Very simple. Drop shipping. We have stockists, 72 stockists around Nigeria now. We're growing that number to 1,000 very quickly. You can simply drop ship with them. Basically, it means you can have your own website. You can have the products showcased there. You can sell online, and then people, you can buy from the stockist, keep the products with them. Once you sell, you get them to ship to the person. Yeah, you make money off working online, doing this part-time. You do not need to retail products or carry them around. So dropshipping is there. Somebody says, I'm interested, but I want to merely invest. I want to invest and earn as it grows. I don't want to do any business. If you want to invest, we have an option for investment. There's debt and there's equity. Debt means I'm borrowing you money and I want my interest. Equity means I want a share of the company. I want, when the company grows, I want my resources to grow. When the company shrinks, I want my resources to shrink. But I want to grow with the company essentially. We have an opportunity, is in millions, from 1 million and above. And there's a brochure that defines this. If you're interested, meet with the person that invited you and say, I have 1 million, 2 million, 10 million, I want to invest. I would like the purely investment option. If you want to combine it, you can. So you can drop ship and invest. That's available as well. And then, of course, if you say, you know what, I want to be a distributor, I want to be a contact person for my city or my community, I want to be one of the people that people can link up with and get to know about the product from, I am interested in that opportunity. We have that as well. And with less than 500,000 naira, you can be a stockist, be a distributor, be a stockist, and become a contact point for dropshipping and make profit from there. One of the things we assure our stockists is every month you will make at least 10% return on investment from driving your business. That is about 120% return per annum on simple interest. If you decide to compound and grow it, you can grow your business big time. Stockists, there are stockists in the community who are currently online here who will tell you this is how this works and it's exciting. Someone is buzzing me privately and saying, I want the investment option. So please buzz me after. I know I invited you. Connect with me after. Let me say I can get you involved. For you, I would like you to do the investment option. I would also like you to do drop shipping as well, because you have technology advantage. I think you can do a lot of value with that. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it in a nutshell. Paradigms. We're going to continue that journey on paradigms. I'm going to take the first paradigm tomorrow. I think maybe tomorrow we'll do another introduction. So let's not jump into doing the full course from tomorrow. Tomorrow, maybe we'll do another introduction, maybe on Friday. And then on Saturday, I'll do the IVs. On Saturday, we can do the first full class. So maybe on Friday, we invite more people. We'll try and see if we can get a group filled up with 300 people, 400 people for introduction. And then from there, we can now whittle down to the people who want to actually attend the course and learn about the 8 paradigms that need to shift. You can get the book and read. That's fine. But you have the author of the book spending quality time with you to break it down and ensure that the paradigms break and they shift, and you can achieve the highest level of income as possible because your money game is now being played right. So that's it in a nutshell. I'm going to stop recording for a while so that as many people as want to ask questions, I can take a few questions and then we can call it a day. I can take a few questions and also take a few interests.